Welcome to another episode of Parenthood Lifestyle with Dunia Tozy, and today I'm joined by the lovely Andrea Scott, who's one of the founders of SKOAH. Welcome, Andrea.
Thank you.
And today you're going to talk to us about tips to keep our skin hydrated and beautiful and glowing this summer.
I think one of the problems is that a lot of people think it's this huge task to take care of your skin, and so I'm going to start with the real basics because as a mom of four, I appreciate that time is of the essence. But I really like to multitask. So the first tip I would say is 2 to 3 times a week, exfoliate your skin. Just get those dead layers of skin off. That will help you with your glow. A lot of our customers love the glycolic mask, which is the peppermint AHA mask. So that's a nice refreshing mask. And so that's really, you leave that on for 10 to 15 minutes and it just kind of loosens up the dead skin, and then you remove it, and it's got tons of sea kelp algae in it, so it hydrates the skin. And then a new product that we have not launched yet is the enzyme mask, which is a papaya enzyme mask. Enzymes are a little different than glycolics. They're better for sensitive skin, and what they typically do that's different than a glycolic is they eat away the dead skin cells versus the dead and live skin cells. So a little gentler on the skin. You won't be photosensitive after. Glycolics can create a bit of sun sensitivity, but both of these are essentially doing the same thing. They're removing the dead skin through a process. And if you are really stuck on time, I always put those on first thing in the morning, and then I go about making the breakfast for the kids or whatever it is I have to do, and I rinse it off before I get out of the shower. So it's actually really easy to fit into your lifestyle.
And are they okay for, as you were saying, this one is good for sensitive skin, but 3 times a week is okay for sensitive skin?
I would say definitely the enzymatic mask, no problem. With the glycolic, some people might have more sensitivities, and if that's the case, then just dilute it a bit, or maybe do it twice a week.
Okay.
But anything is better than nothing. So even if you do it every second week or once a week, it's kind of like the gym. Like, you're just going to get some benefits no matter what you do.
Right, yeah.
The second thing that I really recommend is invest in a really good night cream. Our gold cream is really popular with moms because it covers so many of the bases at once. It's got 4 different peptides. It stimulates collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid production. So all those things that slow down as we get older, this really helps kickstart your production. And technology in skincare has come so far. So our peptides are bought from a small company that's based in France, and these are incredibly high quality peptides. Some are plant-based, some are not. And this really will work while you're sleeping. So if you do nothing aside from exfoliate, invest in a really great night cream. Ours are really concentrated, so they do last longer than you might expect. And just put a good, decent layer of it on before you go to bed, because your skin really does try to renew itself while you're sleeping, just like the rest of our body does as well. But the most important thing is to wear sunscreen.
Right.
If you want to prevent aging, if you are concerned about that, which most of us are, sunscreen is the #1 way to look younger. It may not necessarily work backwards in time, but at least it can slow down time to some extent.
Does it matter how much the SPF is? Because there's those that are higher.
That's a great question. I get that question a lot, and a lot of people think the higher the SPF, the better. The problem is that sunscreens wear off before you get to that factor. So if you're someone that's extremely fair, then yes, I might recommend something higher than a 30 SPF. But for most people, 30 is going to be fine because the reapplication is actually more important than the factor.
So how often should you apply it per day?
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing, and it depends on your skin. If you're someone that's oily or you tend to sweat a lot in the face, then you're going to need to reapply more often, or if you're working out or swimming. For me, I generally apply it twice a day, but I don't have oily skin, and my face just doesn't get sweaty, so unless I'm working out. But we have a couple of different options. So if you're not someone that wants any color in the skin, the Dulux Light 30 has the coenzyme Q10 lipoic acid, so it's got some antioxidants and anti-aging ingredients, but it's got an SPF of 30. And it's a little bit richer. I love our mineral tints. So these are, we call them our illuminating perfecting tints. So they're basically a lighter lotion with SPF, but we've put some mica in them to deflect light, so it kind of makes your skin look a bit glowy. and then they've got some pigments in them, and they come in 4 different shades. So I always recommend, this is, I guess it's a makeup to some extent, but it's more of a tinted moisturizer.
Right.
And I like to have 2. I always keep 2 on hand because our skin does change even when we're wearing SPF. The color will change, and you can kind of go up and down the spectrum a bit when you have 2 different colors.
That's true.
But this is a really popular product. It's the it's something we sell out of all the time, and of course we restock often. But get your hands on that because it really is such a great way to make your skin glow without feeling like you have no time to put makeup on.
That's all great advice. Thank you so much, Andrea, for sharing all of this with us. And if people want to find out more about your products, where can they go?
Well, any of our locations, we've got 7 in Vancouver, others across Canada and into the US, or of course on SKOAH.com. We'll ship it right to your door for free.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Andrea. And thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your summer. Make sure you subscribe right here and check us out on social media at Parenthood Lifestyle. Thanks and see you later. Bye.